Hi friends, good afternoon. My name is Achyut and I am from Vizag. So today in this class, we will discuss about insertion sort algorithm in Java, right? So in the previous class, we had discussed about selection sort, right? So in this class, we'll discuss about insertion sort, right? So let's not waste the time. Let's get into the class. So as you see, I have created the file which is insertion sort.java, right? So in this I have to write the program, right? So what is the problem statement? Problem is to write program of insertion sort, right? So what is insertion sort? For example, we take n is equal to 5, right? And after that I will take the values 2, 3, 1, 5 and 4, right? So after that, the array you have to divide into two parts, which is sorted array and unsorted array. So 2 is considered as the sorted array and 3, 1, 5, 2 considered as the unsorted array. So why it is unsorted array? Because each time you have to compare with this 2. So first of all, we have to know why 2 is sorted array. Because for example, if we consider only 2 in the array and the rest of the numbers are not there in the array, right? We are considering only 2 in the array and the rest of the numbers are not there in the array, then 2 is always a sorted number, right? If we have only 2, then 2 is sorted number, right? There is no other number to compare it. So that's why I'm choosing 2 as the sorted array, because it is on the left side. There is no other number to compare it. So that's why I'm choosing 2 as the sorted array, right? So after that, you have to start from key is equal to 3, right? First of all, you have to start from here, from index 1, right? First of all, I have to take key value as 3, right? So then you have to compare it with this number, right? Compare it with this number. So is 2 is greater than 3 or not? No, it is less than 3, right? Then you have to leave this 3 like this only, right? So after comparing, you will be having 2, 3, 1, 5 and 2, right? So after that, the key value will be 1. The key value will be 1, right? So after that, you have to compare it with 3, right? So 3 is greater than 1 or not? Yes, it is greater than 1. Then what you have to do? You have to shift this value from here, right? You have to shift 3 in the 1 place and 1 will be in the 3 place, right? You have to shift it, right? Then you will be having 2, 3, sorry, 1, 3, 5 and 2. So here you have to write 4, right? Here you have to write 4, right? You will be having 4 here. So after that, you have to compare it with the next number also. Is 2 is greater than 1 or not? Yes, it's greater than 1. So what you have to do, right? You have to shift this number here. So after shifting, you will be having 1, 2, 3, 5 and 4, right? So the key one is completed and next key is 5. Next key is 5. So now the 5. So 3 is greater than 5. No, right? 3 is greater than 5. No, the condition fails. So you have to put 5 in that current position only. There is no need to swap it, right? So that will be 1, 3, 5 and 4. So after that, the key value will be 4. The final key value is 4. So then you have to compare it. 5 is greater than 4. Yes, it is greater than 4. Then you have to shift it. Then you have to shift it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. right? So then you have to compare with this 3. 3 is greater than 4. No, 4 is greater than 3, right? So this condition fails. Then the 4 will be placed in this third position, index third position, right? So in this way the sorted array will come, right? I hope you understand how insertion sort works. Let's write the code, right? So first of all I have to write import java.util.star, right? So after that I will write public static void main string args, right? So here I will write scanner sc is equal to new scanner system.in, right? So after that I have to write int n is equal to sc.next n, right? So after that I have to take an array is equal to new int of size n, right? And for which I is equal to 0, I less than n, and I plus plus. Then after you have to write air of I is equal to sc dot next int, right? So after that you have to traverse on the for loop. You have to traverse on the for loop, right? So first of all you have to traverse from 3 to 1, right? You have to leave 2. You have to leave 2, right? So why we are leaving 2? Because we are considering 2 as the sorted array, right? We are considered 2 as the sorted array, right? So why? Because we have to compare with this 2 with the sorted array. We have to compare with this unsorted array to the sorted array. So that's why I'm starting from 3, from the index 1, right? So I will write for loop and I will start from index I is equal to 1, I less than n, I plus plus, right? So here I will write int k is equal to AR of I. Int k is equal to AR of I. So what is the key value? First 3, right? So this I am taking this first value as key. So when I is equal to 1, what is the value? It is 3, right? So I am considering 3 as the key, first value, right? Then after I will write another for loop with j is equal to I minus 1. For example, j value is 1, right? J value is 1. So j value is 1. See, we are having I is equal to 1, right? We are having I is equal to 1. So we need to compare with the 0th index, right? We have to compare with the 0th index, which is 2, right? Which is 2. So that's why I'm writing I minus 1. So what is I minus 1? So 1 minus 1, 0. What is j is equal to 0? It is 2. It is 2, right? So you have to traverse from right to left. So each time you have to traverse from right to left. So after sorted, see here, first time we have sorted 2 only. After that we have sorted 1, 2, and after that 3, 2, 1. After that 4, 3, 2, 1, right? So likewise you have to sort it. So for that I'm writing int j is equal to I minus 1, right? J is equal to I minus 1, and j should be greater than or equal to 0, and j minus, right? So each time I have to traverse. And I have to check. If AR of j is greater than key or not. If it is greater than key or not, right? So if it is greater than key, I have to shift the values. Right? I hope you understand. So what I'm doing is, see here. So wherever See, I'm traversing on the loop. See here, I'm choosing this 3 value first. I'm choosing this 3 as the key, and I am traversing to the left, from right to left, which is j is equal to I minus 1, right, until 0, right? For example, if we take key is equal to 1, we have to travel from this and this until 0, right? So that's why I'm traversing from j is equal to I minus 1, right? So each time we have to traverse I minus 1. So if we consider key as 1, so we have to traverse from I minus 1. This is the I minus 1, right? This until 0. If we consider key as 5, so each time I have to write I minus 1. So what is I minus 1? Just 1. So you have to traverse until 0. See, j is equal to I minus 1. I have to travel until 0. So in that process, if I find any element, any element which is greater than key, right? If I consider this key, if I find any element which is greater than this element, if I find any element which is greater than this element 5, then I have to shift it. Then I have to shift like this, right? Then I have to shift like this. So I am writing AR of j plus 1 is equal to AR of j, right? So in the AR of j plus 1, I am writing AR of j, right? I hope you understand, right? So in the process, if j is equal to 0, you have to write AR of j is equal to key, right? For example, you are considering 3 as key. So you have to traverse until 0, right? So I minus 1 is 2. You will check. So if 3 is greater than or not, right? So it is greater than. You will leave like this only. If it is less than, you have to shift it, right? In what place? You have to shift it in the j is equal to 0. In the zeroth index, in the zeroth index, you have to shift it, right? So in the zeroth index, you have to shift it. So whenever you find when j is equal to 0, when you go to until 0, if you go until 0 and you are not having you will travel until 0 and you are not having any number to compare it. So what you have to do? You have to place that number in that 0th position only, right? For example, consider 1. We will compare with 3. So it is 3 is bigger than 1, so it will be shift. Now 3 will be in the, now 1 will be in the 3th position, and again 1 will be compared with 2. So 2 is greater than 1. So again 1 will be replaced. So the question is, you have to replace that number in this position or not? Yes, you have to do it, because there is no other number to compare it. There is no other number to compare it. So that's why you have to situate that number in that 0th position only, right? I hope you understand. So that's why I'm writing if j is equal to 0, then you have to, in that index position, you have to put that key, right? I hope you understand. So each time you have to traverse until 0 and you have to update that value, right? If it is not greater than key, then you have to write AR of j plus 1 is equal to key, and you have to break it, right? So what the statement is, so we are writing AR of j plus 1 is equal to key, and after that we are writing break. So what the statement is, for example, if you see here, consider key as 3. So when you find, so what is this condition? AR of j is less than key. For example, so this is the air of j. This is the air of j. 2 is the air of j, right? So it is less than key, right? So key is the 3 and air of j is 2, right? So it is less than 3. So then you have to place that number at that position only, right? So that's why I'm writing air of j plus 1 is equal to key. So j is equal to I minus 1, right? So I minus 1 is 2. So what is j plus 1? So j plus 1 is the current position. J plus 1 is current position. See what I am writing? J is equal to I minus 1, right? Right? So when you do j plus 1, then it will come the next position, right? So I'm putting this key value to the next position. I hope you understand, right? So I'm comparing these two. It is the air of j and this is the key. So if it is less than key, then you have to place this number at that current position only, right? You should not need to shift that numbers. Right? So that's why I'm writing air of j plus 1 is equal to key. Right? I hope you understand. So finally, the array will be updated in this way. So then you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So finally, you have to come out of the loop. Right? Here you have to traverse on the loop and I is equal to 0, I less than and I plus plus, and here you have to print it. System.out.println air of I. Right? I hope you understand. So in this way you can write the insertion sort. So after writing it, just I will take this ln here and just click on F5. The program will run. We got an error. Let's see what it is. So it should be capital I. Insertion sort. We have to rename it, which is insertion sort. Right? So now let's run this program again. Right? So there is no errors now. Just give 5 here. And what is the input? The input is 2, 3, 1, 5, 4. 2, 3, 1, 5, and 4. And click on enter. See, we got the sorted array, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? I hope you understand. So what I did, so first of all, I have created an array, right, of size n, and I have traversed from I is equal to 1 till n, right, from 3 to 4. So each time I have to compare with this. Each time I have to compare with this 2. That's why I'm traversing from 1, right? So when I is equal to 1, I will take that current element as key, right? And I have to traverse right to left here. See, from here you have to traverse, right, from right to left. Right? For that I have taken another loop, which is j is equal to I minus 1, j greater than 0, and j minus minus. Right? If air of j, which means 2 is the air of j. If 2 is greater than key, I have to shift it. That's why I'm writing air of j plus 1 is equal to air of j. Right? Right? So why I'm writing this if condition? If j is equal to 0, 0. If j is equal to 0, then I have to put air of j is equal to key. Why I'm writing means when you find, for example, if you find 1 here and you have to compare with 3. So 1 is less than 3, and you will shift this 1 here, and again 1 you have to compare with 2, and again you have to shift here. So, and again it is a doubt to put 1 here or not, right? So how can you decide to put 1 here only? Because there is no other number to compare it. There is no other number to compare it. So that's why I have to put 1 here, right? So that is the statement I'm writing. If j is equal to 0, if that number will compares, when that number comes to 0, then you have to put that number in that 0th position only. Then air of j is equal to key, right? In the 0th index, I have to put the key. So that's the reason I'm writing this if condition, right? Else condition what? For example, we are having here 2 is the air of j, right? Key is the 3. See here, I have to check, right? So 3 is less than 2 or not, so it's greater than, right? So there is no need to compare it. So you have to put the 3 in that current position only. So that's why I'm writing air of j plus 1 is equal to key. J plus 1 is equal to key. So what is the j position first? I minus 1, right? I minus 1. So which is 2, right? Which is 2. So what is j plus 1? Which is 3. So I am putting in that current position only, I am putting the 3 only, right? I minus 1 is 2, j plus 1 is 3, right? I hope you understand why I am writing air of j plus 1 is equal to key. So there is no need to do anything. So that's why I will need to break it down. This loop, right? This loop will break down, and again it will compare to 1, then I will be incremented to 2. So like this, the loop will be iterated. So finally, I have to traverse on this for loop, and I have to print the output, right? I hope you understand. And if you have any doubts in this class, just please comment in the chat. I will definitely help you out. And if you think this video is helpful for you, then please like the video, and please share this video to your friends and family members so that they can be benefited from this video. And please do subscribe to my channel, and please ring the bell icon. Then only you will get the notification whenever I upload videos in the YouTube, or otherwise you will not get the notification. Thank you, friends. Jai Hind.